Cubaan suara. Cubaan suara 1, 2, 3. Boleh dengar tak? Okey, sebelum majlis bermula, di sini terdapat beberapa pengumuman. Para hadirin diminta untuk terus kekal dalam keadaan mikrofon senyap dan digalakkan untuk membuka kamera. Perhatian kepada semua hadirin dan hadirat, majlis kita akan bermula sebentar sahaja lagi. Jadi diminta kepada semua untuk bersedialah dan diharap para hadirin dan hadirat terus kekal di Google Meet dan FB Live sepanjang program ini berlangsung. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam ilmu keikhlasan kecemerlangan UniMAP. Salam dua dekad tradisi gemilang UniMAP dan salam satu Nusantara. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada hadirin dan hadirat sekalian ke program Micro-Credential Terapis Muda Tmms Bahagian Kaunseling, Kerohanian dan Kesihatan Mental yang dianjurkan oleh Student Support Group Mechanical Engineering Teknologi Student Society METSS dengan Kerjasama Terapis Muslim Malaysia Singapura. Yang berhormat Dr. Ben Fazil Muhammad Saleh, pakar psikologi forensik dan Grandmaster Mentor Hipnoterapis iaitu merangkap penasihat terapis Muslim Malaysia Singapura serta merupakan panel untuk program kita hari ini yang berusaha Dr. Syamil Alihan Student Support Group, yang berusaha panel jemputan Dr. Ummi Nazahiah Binti Abdullah iaitu Timbalan Penasihat Student Support Group, yang berusaha panel jemputan kita yang seterusnya iaitu Puan Nimi Dismani, merupakan seorang konsultan emosi mental yang juga mempunyai master dalam Neuro Linguistic Programming, master dalam Practitioner Creative Trauma Cleansing dan sertifikat Kepekan Kuala membeli bingka, sayang pesanan terlupa sudah. Majlis bermula tirai dibuka dengan alunan madah yang indah. Salam sejahtera dan salam ilmu keikhlasan kecemerlangan UniMAP 2 dekad tradisi gemilang teknologi transformasi komuniti. Saya Rabiatul Mazati Muhammad Amin selaku MC anda pada pagi yang mulia ini. Kalau pergi Tanjung Keramat, anak manis jangan diangkat. Bersama kita memohon rahmat, moga majlis mendapat berkat. Bagi memulakan majlis ini, pihak majlis mempersilakan saudara Syekh Muhammad Firdaus untuk memimpin bacaan doa pada pagi ini. Dengan ini, majlis mempersilakan. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih kepada saudara Syekh Muhammad Firdaus atas bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan kekasih sekalian, Apakah anda telah bersedia untuk memulakan pembelajaran kita pada hari ini? Sekiranya sudah bersedia, betulkah kedudukan anda dan bersedialah untuk topik yang pertama, iaitu pengenalan kepada model kesihatan jiwa Al-Bakhi. Jadi moderator kita untuk topik ini ialah saudari Wan Nur Fatihah, dan bagi topik ini panel kita adalah Timbalan Penasihat Student Support Group sendiri, iaitu Dr. Ummi Nazahiah Abdullah. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, dengan segala hormatnya majlis diserahkan kepada Cik Fatihah dan Dr. Ummi untuk sesi pertama ini. Silakan Cik Fatihah.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera rakan-rakan siswa. Terima kasih pengurusi majlis yang dihormati panel-panel undangan kita pada pagi yang mulia ini. Yang turut dihormati Jawan Taukuasa Kumpulan Sokongan Siswa FTKM Universiti Malaysia Perlis, hadirin dan hadirat rakan-rakan siswa yang dihormati Allah sekalian. Alhamdulillah, marilah kita bersama-sama bersyukur kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala pada pagi ini. Kita diberi ruang dan peluang untuk bersama-sama berkumpul dalam majlis ilmu untuk membicarakan suatu tajuk yang cukup menarik, suatu tajuk yang cukup hebat untuk dibicarakan oleh panel undangan kita pagi ini. Pagi ini kita akan berbicarakan suatu tajuk yang bertajuk pengenalan kepada model kesihatan jiwa Al-Bakhi. Sebelum memulakan pembicaraan pada hari ini, saya ingin memperkenalkan panel kita yang cantik menawan, iaitu Dr. Ummi Nazahiah Abdullah. Beliau merupakan senior pensyarah di Fakulti of Mekanikal Engineering Teknologi Universiti Malaysia Perlis dan juga seorang mental health terapi di Terapis Muslim Malaysia Singapura. Terima kasih doktor kerana sudi untuk berkongsi ilmu mengenai pengenalan kepada model kesihatan jiwa Al-Bakhi. Baiklah, tanpa membuang masa, kita persilakan Dr. Ummi Nazahiah Abdullah untuk mulakan pembicaraan pagi ini.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, good morning. Before I start this session for today, I would like to know if we have any foreigner student here. Kita ada pelajar atau siswa yang foreigner, pengurusi? Tak dengar Cik Pengurusi?
Kami dah confirmkan tak ada.
Okey, terima kasih. Okey.
Ada baru masuk tu Patrick. Ada seorang Dr. Ummi.
Oh, okay. So we have one foreigner student here today, right? Okay, I will call upon Patrick after this if he has some questions. Perhaps maybe he not understand my English or not have some troublesome, so I will always contact with Patrick for our session. All right. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning again. Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much to our organizer, student support group of Fakulti of Mechanical Engineering Technology and also METSS, Mechanical Engineering Student Club. All right, and also thank you for our lovely moderator today, Miss Fatihah, for being my partner for almost 2 hours of our talk session for today. All right. Somehow I would like to call Patrick. Patrick, if you hear me, if I speak Malay, can you understand well, or you prefer me to give the talk in English?
I don't understand Malay, so I think English is better.
Okay, thank you very much, all right, for the response. All right, Okay, for the rest of students and audience, if you don't understand me while I'm discussing this topic in English, please let me know. Right? You can stop me in the middle of my my discussion or briefing, or you can type in the chat box, so I can explain further. All right. However, this morning I will just give some explanation on just briefing, not in detail or in depth of the Al-Balhi models for mental health issue, right? So my topic today is introduction to mental health, just introduction, because I believe after this, my colleagues from Terapis Muslim Malaysia Singapore will go into deeper what are the issues in mental health scenario, such as anger, fear, depression, obsession, and etc. etc. Right? So that for today's session, I will explain briefly according reference to the Al-Balhi model for the mental health. All right. Okay. So everybody, do you ready for this morning session? Okay, type yes, 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 yes in the chat box so I can communicate with you. All right. Okay, good, good, good. All right, thank you. So spirit. I sense the spirits here for this morning, right? Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me introduce myself first. Right, I am Dr. Ummi Noor Nazahiah Binti Abdullah. You just can call me after this Dr. Ummi, right? And I'm one of the senior lecturer in Fakulti of Mechanical Engineering Technology or FTKM in Universiti Malaysia Perlis. It's like that I'm one of your lecturer. Maybe we already in one class or in a previous session in ergonomics, because I currently teaching in ergonomics and safety for industry, right? Okay, and besides, I'm also a therapist for students in FTKM, and I'm focusing on human development, which is very suitable for you student. If you want to see me, if you want to have a session or a multiple session to develop your strength or your capability towards to achieve the successful life, then I will gladly to accept you, to invite you, and then to greet you in my small room. Then we can discuss later about you and yourself. All right. And why I'm involving in this kind of field, because I personally, for me, it's a very enjoy thing, a very meaningful thing for me to involve with the student, to involve with the other person, to develop their skills, to develop their inner competency. This is, we are talking about the inner competency of the soft skills of a human being, because when we're talking about inner skill or the soft skills, it's very different with the hard skill or the intellectual skill, or the like you are learning in a normal stream of education. Is it the engineering thing, the mechanical thing is a very different things, right? It's quite interesting study. I'm involving in Terapis Muslim Malaysia Singapore, and also I'm one of the therapists in the group of Indonesian CTC Association. CTC is standing for Creative Therapy. Therapy. C is creative. T is trauma. Creative trauma cleansing methodology. Then they have an association in Indonesia. So I also involved with them. Right, and then a part of that, I'm also a researcher in user-centered designs. Of course, that is my main field in university. And also I'm research and doing some field work with our moderator, Miss Fatihah, in cognitive ergonomics. Nowadays, we are focusing on autism and dyslexia. right? So after this, if you guys like to know more about dyslexia, how it's effect with the studies, how it effect with the performance of reading, then you can come to me and see us and discuss about it. And also you can reach your senior, Miss Fatihah, to discuss about this kind of cognitive ergonomics, right? And also recently I active in mental health, which is I myself collaborate with Tmms, Terapis Malaysia Singapore, and CTC, and others NGOs in Malaysia and also in outside of Malaysia, such as Human Factors and Ergonomics Malaysia and other association, to give the awareness, deliver awareness about mental health, because we know that currently after we experiencing a few years of a pandemic, now we have become endemic of COVID-19. The mental issues is rising. It's rising and still rising nowadays. Even it's slightly rising, but it's still rising. And then it become a central issue also globally, such as always discussed in the members of United States or in WHO, World Health Organization under UN, not United States, the UN, right? Okay. So if you like to talk to me about yourself or something else, or you don't have anybody to see and then to seek some advices, or you want to do some therapies, then please contact me after this, all right? Okay, I will gladly to meet you after this. We are not ending for just this morning session, all right? Okay. All right. Okay. Mental health and overview. Let me start what it is, all right? So before we go to the Al-Balkhi, who is Al-Balkhi? What is Al-Balkhi model? What is sustenance of body and mind, or body and soul, right? Okay, a little bit about mental health. Okay. Right, okay. So take a deep breath, right? Because when you're talking about mental, mind, soul, one of the simplest technique is to taking a deep breath and then blow out. Take a deep breath and then blow out. All right. So this is the current statistic for mental health in Malaysia around 2021, last year. So it's like a new statistic or new data for us, right? So statistic ini, right? If you can see from the from the left here, total calls attended, right? Okay, total calls attended. So from March to May 2020 to March to May 2021, a year of this study, right? This is the sources is from the STAR, okay, the STAR, all right? It seems that after 1 year, we experienced the COVID-19 pandemic, then the mental health issues rising, increasing to 52%. It's almost half, right? From the respondents. So, from the participants that already studied, right? So, it's quite serious, and I believe that it happened around the world, right? Okay. And then the third reasons for calling of the mental health is relationship problem. This is the third reason for calling. It means that the callings or the response from the participants, the reasons why they are calling for the centers or the hotline are prepared for the mental illness or mental issues is because first of all is because relationship problems like courting, marital, parents, child stress, and so on, right? And then the second second cases that regularly accepted at that time is psychological issues such as anxiety, stress, and depression. Now we can see the connection between the relationship problem and then also the anxiety, the stress, and depression here, right? And then also the family issues, the social problems, the job-related issues, all right? And I believe that all of us here today also experiencing or facing the same problems, even for now, yeah, even for today, right? Okay, including me, right? Not laughing, right? Okay, why the reasons why callers are anxious, okay, atau takut, atau gelisah, atau bimbang, fear, right? Over the COVID-19 pandemic, we are still talking about the COVID-19 because we are still in endemic. So endemic means that we are still overcoming, right? We are still overcoming the viruses, and then still we are exposing to the risk of getting the COVID-19 virus, right? Okay, so the 5 reasons of the callers call for the hotline is a risk of getting infected, right, with COVID-19. This is no joke. This is a real issue. Losing their job, right? So maybe among of you have already searching for the job, or after graduate or after Convo, that this is one of the issue that always playing in always you keep thinking in your mind, right? Already lost their job, right? Feeling worse or over existing mental health issues, right? I have some friends, I have some family members that experiencing already have the existing mental health issues, and then when the pandemic occur, then the mental issues become worsen, right? And then stress out for those who do not have mental issues. Untuk sesiapa yang tak pernah mengalami mental issue in this kind of COVID-19, the mental issue is like surfacing, right? Okay, for the normal individual, right? So from this data, we can see that the callers is 35% of from the callers are males, and then 65% from females, right? So it turns that females reaching out. It's not mean that females are experiencing the mental illness more than men, but we as a woman, we like to talk, we like to share, we like to reach out. That is why this statistic showing that females is more response to the hotline calling, right? Rather than men. Men it's like an intro. Men tend to like to keep it as a secret. And then maybe sometimes they have like masculinity issues. They don't want anybody know that they have problem. They think that they can solve the problem by themselves, right? That is why one of the reason why the callers among men smaller, the percentage is smaller than females, all right? Okay, and the racial backgrounds that making calling during pandemic in Malaysia, we can see here in the middle of the statistic. Chinese 40%, all right? Malay 36%, Indians 30%, and unknown is 11%, and the rest are others, right? Okay, and then who funds befrienders? Okay, we have problems, and we also have the solution. One of the solution along the pandemic years, the hotline, and then from this STAR organization, I believe that the funders here is for this kind of a study. So 95% from public donation and 5% from government and outreach program. And also we are in university, we have some kinds of programs, activities, right? And then and also we have in our Mechanical Fakulti, we already established a support student group because we believe that in pandemic and after pandemic, we have students, we have colleagues that need to reach out somebody. So that is why support student group in FTKM was established almost 1 year, I think, almost 1 year, with me and your friends, and also Dr. Shami actively doing multiple activities like this, like talk session, like open therapies, like volunteerism, right? So we are very glad if you can join us regularly and continuously. So in that way, we know that we help you in a better way to to face your problems, to face your obstacles in your life, and so on, so on. All right. So enough. This is some statistic just to give you some overviews what happening in Malaysia when we talk about mental health issue generally. Okay. Okay, a background, some definition. I don't want to deliver a very serious definition about mental health, right? However, we need to know the difference between the mental and emotion, because when we talk about mental health, emotion also including in the mental health. When we talk about mental, we cannot separate it with our physical body, because mind and physical, mind and body is one, right? We as a human being, we have three elements, which is physical. We call it physiology in medical terms, and also we have mental, or in engineering we call it cognitive. That is why I say that my expertise in cognitive ergonomics. Okay, cognitive one thing, so ergonomics one thing also. Right. Okay. Also we can say it's mind. Okay. So what is it? What is mental? What is cognitive? What is mind? So in a brief definition from Dewan Bahasa Pustaka, we can say that mental is an intelligent process of human being. So it's an intelligent, right? It's intelligent property. So when we say it's an intelligent property, then we have to take care of it. We have to take care of it, because if we lose our property, then we are not a complete human being. Because remember just now that I say that human being we have three elements, all three elements in one body, which is the physical, the mind, and the emotion or the soul, right? Okay. So, and then emotion. What emotion? What difference between emotion and intelligent or the mental, right? So emotion is a strong feeling. Where is it located? When we're talking about mental, we are talking about intelligence. The cognitive process, the mind process here, upper part of our body is located in our brain, okay, our brain side, which is if we operate our mind, and then the doctor will say we will see our brain, right? But emotion, if we operate our heart, we cannot see the emotion. It's very subjective, and it's very ritual. Like now we are always talking about ritual class, ritual life. And now Mark Zuckerberg want to go to more than the Facebook, right? Which is we experiencing the ritual life in our daily life, right? So emotion is something ritual, but every individual will feel that he or she has the emotion. How? Because it's a strong feeling. It's a very strong feeling, and everybody embrace the strong feeling. The strong feelings such as sad, happy, afraid, surprised, fear, and so on, so on. So it is a substance. It is there. Even it's visual, it is there. You can feel it. This is feeling. So the feelings, generally when we say it's feeling, we always show our feeling here at our heart. At our heart. When we say about mind, we show here as our brain, right? However, mental and emotion is connected. How it's connected? I don't want to explain it in a deeper, because this is our session will become cognitive ergonomics. But I will explain briefly how it's connected after this, right? So in cognitive study, we have a Wickens model here like this, right? This is explaining how our mental process the information from the events or stimuli or our environment or our perception or what we see, what we hear, what we say, what others say, what we touch. So that is stimuli, right? Okay. So the model Wickens explaining how the mental process generally in individual, right? I will not say that this model we can, give an idea that everybody think the same process. However, individually is very unique, right? We individually is very unique. We have a different style of thinking, right? This weekend models is a general model, how to show how a human being think or respond to the outside stimuli. Which the element of the stimuli are coming from our five senses, right? Our five senses here, which is eye for the visual, ear for the hearing, nose for the smell, tongue for the taste, fingers or the skin for the touch, right? Okay, and also we always neglecting, or we frequently talk about the sense, the feeling that is related to the emotion, right? So, but how the emotion and the mind connected to each other? Like this, okay? So I show you a video here. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So when we have two hardware, so we have to I have to manage the technical issues here. Sorry, yeah. Okay. I hope that you can hear what the video explaining about amygdala. So the answer for what I asking just now, how the mental and emotion connected to each other. So the answer is, what the answer is, our Miss Moderator, Pak Ah. Apa jawapannya Ah? Apakah yang menghubungkan di antara mental dan juga emosi seseorang Malaysia? What is connecting between mental and emotion of a human being?
Otak.
Yeah,
Bahagian
it's part of
mental.
brain.
Brain.
Yeah, good. Brain. In video, what you can see in video? What you can see here in video?
Emotional center.
So
Amygdala.
what is the emotional center here?
Amygdala. Amygdala.
Betul. Amygdala.
Tak kasi sebut.
It is called amygdala. Dia dipanggil amygdala, which is amygdala is not an organ, according to my friend here, Miss Nini, our nurse here, very expert in her medical field, right? Amygdala is a group of nerves, which is a group of nerves that sense the senses. Like we have our frontal cortex here, which is function as a transmitter or the sensory for the visual. When we see something, then the information of what we see, we go to the amygdala, right? Okay. If we see something sad, like we are watching a sad movie, like that, right? That we see, and then suddenly we can feel it. Why? The process of we see, visualizing is the mental process. But the process of we feel it, suddenly we feel like sad when we watch the sad movie. Why? Because the amygdala is functioning to receive the information of what we see and translate it into information of feeling, right? That is how our mind and our emotion or soul, we also can say it's a soul connected here, right? So that is just what I want to highlight for today. And then if you want to know how the mind and also the soul or our feeling connecting more after this, then I would like you I would like to recommend that you follow our program after this with Dr. Ben and our Madam Nini. Our Madam Nini is very expert in this kind of medical explanation when we're talking about mental health, which is the mental and emotion health, right? Okay. So I just stop here, right? So this is some list of psychology famous, right? When we are talking about mental health, we cannot excluded the psychologist's contribution in the mental health field. So they are all of the psychology famous. And in Malaysia we have Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben also a famous in his field which is the psychology forensic, which is very rare field in Malaysia, right? Dr. Ben will talk about his experience more in his session in next 2 weeks after this, right? So we hope that you still participating in our session, then we can you can learn and we can learn together what Dr. Ben's experiencing when he conduct when he conducting his client in his therapy session, right? Okay, so there are some names of the psychology famous, right? And also here, right? So one of the psychology famous, or we call it psychology insta previously, right? And then one of them I will very interested to dig more about the models, about the approach is about Al-Balkhi. But however, I will discuss about Al-Balkhi approach after this, right? Okay, so still we in overview of mental health. Why mental illness occur? Bagaimana, kenapa kesihatan mental ini boleh berlaku, right? The first thing is a severe life experiences such as trauma, or history of abuse, right? Constantly you are experiencing the abuse episodes from the childhood until teenagers, or somehow maybe from your lifehood experience until your adult, you have a period of abuse experiences. So it's also the factors, it will become the mental, you also exposed to the mental illness, right? Experience related to ongoing chronic medical illness such as stroke, cancer, or diabetic, right? Nowadays, many researchers prove that cancer occur because of mental illness, which is mental illness first, then you are exposing to get the cancer, right? So many researchers do the investigation to relate whether the serious illness also one of the symptoms because of the mental illness, right? then many of the researchers prove that yes, mental illness can give you the body sickness, which is like a diabetic, like the high blood pressure, like the heart attack, right? And then so on, right? Biological factors such as chemical imbalances in the brain, right? Then the recreational consumption of alcohol and drugs. That is why we are so worried about our youngsters today, right? Because our youngsters today are very exposed to the alcohol and drugs, and easily in Malaysia, easily to buy, to get that kind of drugs and also alcohol, right? In fact, by watching YouTube, you can make your own drugs and alcohol, right? So itulah. Lack of exposure or social interaction, right? Having feelings of loneliness or isolation, and family history of mental health problems. It's not genetically. So far, researcher cannot prove that it's become genetic. However, because you are living in a family that having a mental health members, right? So you are having a risk to have the mental illness also, because you watch them, you observe them, you are experiencing the situation that how the family members reacting, response, give the feedback when they become ill, right? So that how the researcher explain, it become one of the factor. If you have the family history of mental health problem, that maybe you also having a risk to have a mental illness, right? So you have to always check your mind, your mental, your emotion. You have to make it's a responsibility of yourself to make sure that you have a balanced mental, emotion, and also body health, right? Okay. Why is it important to have a healthy mental and emotion health? Why is it important? Because first of all, when you sick, when you ill, then it's in fact with your physiological, such as a body temperature, your respiration, your blood circulation, your consciousness, your acid-base water balance. So automatically, when you have a mental and emotion illness, so your physiology will affected too. Just remember that I said previously that body, mind, and soul is one. So you cannot separate it. If one of the element experiencing the problems, then the other elements also will experiencing the same symptom of illness, right? Okay. Then if you have the physiological or the body symptom of illness, then of course your behavior also affected. As an example, that you are a cheerful person, right? When you have stress, when you have excessive set of something, you anger, you have a traumatic experience, right? So automatically your behavior will change from the cheerful person, maybe from a moody person. So that it will become your behavior, right? So it will affected with your relationship with others, and also effective relationship with yourself. You have two elements. You as your physically, and you as your emotionally. So it correlated, and it will be affected each other, because the mind and the body cannot be separated, right? Remember, right? Okay, so your behavior also will be changed from the positive behavior into the negative behavior. Maybe before this, you are the very responsible person. You will never neglect the task given to you, but because it's very long, 2 years, you are doing the ritual work, no? And then you don't have enough rest, then you become so lazy. You are neglecting your task. You cannot fulfill your schedule. So that is also the examples of behavior, right? And it will affect behavior when you have a mental and emotion illness, right? And then finally, of course, you have a psychology effect. When we talk about psychology, it's more harder, it's more difficult to handle, such as anxiety, such as schizophrenia, such as a bipolar disorder. All of those things are the psychology effects or the psychology symptoms. So we don't want you. We also don't want. I don't want myself to have my mental and emotional illness go to the beyond to the psychological level, or go to the art psychology level, which is we have to consume the the medicine, the psychiatric medicine. We have to consume it in order to control our psychology issues. So so bolehnya we don't want to go until that level. So when we recognize, we learn and we recognize that we have the body symptom that showing this is stress, then I hope that by this sharing talks from today and then for the next weeks, you will learn to control yourself, right? So in order to prevent you to go to the upper level, to the behavior and also to the psychology state, psychology illness, right? Okay, so this is very important, right? Okay. Okay, I think enough about the overview of the mental health, right? So, do we have any questions from our audience here? Fatihah? Miss Fatihah? All right. Okay. You can chat with me in the chat box if you want to ask something. Patrick? It seems that Patrick now today will be target. Patrick, you stay here with us?
Yes, yes, miss.
Okay. May I know, you are student of which faculty?
Faculty of Applied and Human Science.
Ah, okay. Interesting. You are coming from which country?
Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria. Are you a lady or a man?
I'm a lady.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I got a little bit confused with the voice. Is she or is he?
Because Patrick is my last name. Blessing is my name.
Yeah, your real name is
Blessing.
Blessing.
Yeah.
Okay, so your nickname is Patrick.
No, Patrick is my father's name.
Oh, Patrick is your father's name. So your name is
Blessing.
Blossom, right?
Blessing, like bless someone like that.
It's like a blossom in English, right? All right, nice to meet you. However, so how many years you already here in Perlis?
2 years and a half.
So how you find Perlis is?
Mm, it's okay because I don't move around much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like an indoor person, so it's okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. I hope that we can see each other after this.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Let me ask some our friends here. I notice we have. Let me have some chit chats with our audience today. We have. Sorry. Angeline. We have Angeline here. Angel. The name is very pretty, Angel. Angel ada di sana? Tak ada. Okay, Arif? Arif Azhar? Okay, never mind. It's okay, no problem. Even Ivan. Even Li Zijuan. They are silence audience lah. Nampaknya kita kena cakap dua orang. Okay, we have Muhammad Hafizuddin. Muhammad Hafizuddin
saya
ada?
ada.
Ya,
Ada, madam.
Ada apa-apa nak tanya? Setakat
Setakat
ini?
ni tak ada kot.
Tak ada. Hafizuddin dekat mana sekarang?
Saya dekat Kolej Kejaman dekat Pau.
Oh, dekat PAU PF2 ah.
Ya, betul.
Okay, so nak panggil apa ni? Hafiz?
Hafiz boleh, dia boleh.
Hafiz boleh, dia boleh. Okay, Hafiz okay hari ni sihat?
Ya, saya Alhamdulillah. Macam
Alhamdulillah. Already breakfast ha?
already breakfast.
Okay. So kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh chat saja dalam box, saya akan jawab eh.
Okay, boleh insyaAllah, madam.
Okay, good. Right, kita ada Su Ching Yang. Ya, Su Ching Yang here. Alright. Still breakfast, I think. Or drinking coffee. Kita ada Pawin Ditran. Pawin Tiran, sorry. Pawin Tiran. Should I call Pawin? Shy cat ni everybody. Takut saya tanya kot. Come on, this is not class. We just a sharing session. Maybe you will want to share something with us, right? Okay. Alright. Okay. Apa? Shy cat, still shy cat. Okay. Can I continue my session? Okay, thank you. Alright. So okay. So Abu Zaid al-Balkhi. Abu Zaid al-Balkhi maybe is not very popular among psychologists famous, right? But he contributing something that very important in psychology field, which is the CBT, cognitive behavior therapies, right? Abu Zaid al-Balkhi is one of the fathers, or one of the established philosopher, which is very concentrate on cognitive and also behavior field or behavior study, right? So he introduced us the early study of CBT, and then from his study or from his research, the CBT expanded and then become a central of study some of the psychology in his era and after that. And also nowadays we also still learn about CBT technique, which is a cognitive behavior therapy technique, right? Very popular among psychologists, and the psychologists claim that that is one most of a powerful tool to change the behavior of a human being, right? So however, I don't want to discuss about the CBT technique here because it needs a few days, and also it needs like a application, or you have to do the you have to exercise this session or this kind of method. So in that way, you will understand more about the CBT technique, right? So I just want to introduce what are the works of Abu Zaid al-Balkhi already did in the psychology field, right? Okay. So as written here, his name is Abu Zaid Ahmed bin Sahb al-Balkhi from Persia, a Persian guy. Was a Persian Muslim polymath. With it also he involved in the studies of geography, mathematics, physician, psychologists, and scientists. We already know that the previous philosophers in 18 something or 800 centuries, they are not just focusing on one one study, they also expert in multiple studies, right? So it's also same goes to al-Balkhi, right? So he was born in 850 CE in Shamistian in the province of Balkh, Greater Khorasan, which is Iran. He was a disciple of Al-Kindi. I just give a brief. He was also the founder of the Balkh School, which is focused on the CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, right? Of terrestrial mapping in Baghdad. Okay. Al-Balkhi believed that had been the first to diagnose that mental illness have psychological and physiological causes, and he was the first to typify 4 types of emotional disorders, right? Which is fear and anxiety, fear associated with anxiety, Anger can also associate to aggression. Sadness will associate to depression and obsession. What is obsession? Obsession of thinking, obsession of feeling something, right? So Al-Baqi categorizes into obsession, which is repetitive whispering, whether in mind or in the heart or in the feeling, right? Okay. So next, okay, of the many books ascribed to him in the Al-Fihris by Ibn al-Nadim, one can note the excellency of mathematics, of certitude in astrology, lah, right? And so on, and then the very famous book produced by him until nowadays, we're still searching, we're still doing the research according to his book is Sustenance for Body and Soul. Okay, or in Arabic called Masalih al-Abdan wa al-Anfus, right? Sustenance for body and soul, right? Okay, so that's a brief the history of Al-Baqi. Okay, so we go to the main of our topic here, which is sustenance for body and soul. Okay, sustenance for body and soul. Okay, as Al-Baqi group of 4 emotional driven or 4 emotional illness that are usually experienced by human being. The first one is fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety. Dalam bahasa Melayunya takut dan kegelisahan. Fear is takut, blessing. In Malay, fear is takut, right? And anxiety in Malay is gelisah. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to solve it. You don't have a solution. So that is anxiety. You're afraid of something that not come yet. Such example, you're afraid that tomorrow what will be happen? Is it tomorrow is still here, still there, or tomorrow will be at the end of the day, right? So that is anxiety, right? Dan dalam bahasa Melayu panggil gelisah, kegelisahan. In Chinese, I don't know, because we have many Chinese students. Maybe Chinese student can share with me what is fear and anxiety in Chinese. Can you type in the chat box? Fear and anxiety in Chinese, what it is? I don't see the answer. Somebody can type the fear and anxiety in Chinese. What it is? Come on, guys. Vanessa, Freddy, Suching, Wanzing. Fear and anxiety in Chinese, what it is?
I'm Chinese, madam.
Yeah?
I'm not Chinese.
Oh? So you are?
I'm Iban Dayak.
Oh, you're Iban. And alright, okay. Yoga, thank you, Yoga. In Iban, fear and anxiety, what do you say?
Irau.
Irau.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, good. Irau, Fatihah. Okay, so we have one answer here. Okay, Yoga Tashni, thank you for the answer. Koryohiyauru. I don't know how to say. Maybe I say it in a way. Maybe our Chinese student can say it's more precise, right? All right. Koryohiyauru. Maybe, I don't know, right? So leave it to the Mandarin experts, right? So I continue. Fear and anxiety. So the root of harmful emotion. Yang sebenarnya the fact is fear is the root of the mental illness. When you feel fear, and that is constantly you feel fear every day, you feel fear, it is the root of your mental illness, right? The root of harmful emotion, according to Al-Baqi. Okay, feel anxiety and distress before anger to the person or situation. And normally, if you notice, before you feel angry, before you want to feel If not, you want to feel. Before you feel angry with person, or you feel angry with situation, or you feel angry with object or something else, you will feel anxiety first. You will feel fear first. You afraid of something first, then the anger will come. So that is why Al-Baqi said fear is the root of harmful emotion. So be careful with your fear. Control your fear, right? Fear and distress precede symptoms of fear and terror. It leading to anxiety, right? Fear is about emotion, but anxiety is about illness. Okay, so that is a difference. Think or imagine scary things. Why you feel fear? Why you takut? Right? Why you think that is a very unacceptable feelings? Because maybe because you see something scary. You already experienced something scary, so you feel. So you feel the fear. Also, you cannot tolerate with terrifying sound, terrific sounds or terrific news, or like macam you cannot hear the accidents news. You cannot see the accidents news. So suddenly you will think about blood. Suddenly you think about the you imagine the accidental scenario, the accident scenario. You will imagine. So there are so many blood. Then you feel very very drowning in the blood. So that is the feeling of fear, right? Okay. And then the body symptom when you feel the fear is a body temperature change from hotter or cooler. In a normal situation, in normal condition, our body is temperature 37, 36, 37, right? When you feel fear, you will feel that your body colder or hotter. If you feel that your body hotter, you will proceed to anger. If you feel your body colder, sejuk, seram sejuk, in bahasa Melayu seram sejuk, then you will feel you will tend to have anxiety or the terror or panic attack, or gelisah, So you can check your body when you feel something, right? Is it your body become hotter or your body become cooler, and what it is, why? So you recognize it. What happened to me, right? Distort facial expression. Of course, when we fear, we will like the eyes will be bigger, the mouth will be bigger, right? You will open your mouth wider, right? Your cheek will be lifted up, right? So the facial expression become distort, not pretty anymore. No? Tak ada orang yang takut dengan muka yang cantik, kan? Normally when we scare, our facial expression is worse, not beauty anymore, right? And then we start panic. And then we can notice our skin color become yellowish, menjadi kekuning-kuningan. For those that have a sawo matang skin, then the skin become more like a cooler, like a yellowish like that. So you recognize that you are in a fear condition, right? Or terror condition, right? Hands and legs shaking. Especially when we receive the bad news, like the accident news of our family member, then we are shaking. So the shaking is fear, actually, the body symptom for fear and terror. Okay, lose ability to think and find solution. These all are the symptoms of fear and anxiety. So now today, you know, when you are facing this kind of situation, you know what it is actually. This is fear and anxiety feeling. So you have to do something. Right? Okay. Next. Next is anger. Remember that anxiety, the anxiety is the root for the bad feelings, right? So the fear and anxiety can leading to anger. Boleh menjadi punca kepada kemarahan, right? So anger is a normal feeling, but you become aggressive anger, right? You become hot temper. You become outburst, you uncontrollably rage, it's not the nature, you are nature intolerant, the anger that you feel is very big as a hill, then it's not a normal anger anymore. That will become the temperament. We call it temperament, kemarahan, right? So we can see from our body symptom when we are experiencing the anger or temperament is the increased blood circulation actually. Our blood circulation increasing. That is why we become hotter when we are angry. Nobody anger with a body temperature cool. Normally when we anger, the body temperature become hotter. That is because the increasing of blood circulation give the reasons why we are become hotter, right? And incoherent speech, we tend to say something that we shouldn't say. The bad words, the malicious word, the angry words, like something word, right? Okay, so that is because the incoherent speech. We in that angry mood, we cannot control our speech response, right? Trembling, trembling, shaking, body shaking, trembling, right? I believe that you are used to be with this kind of symptom. Everybody have an anger, right? And then, but you have to be careful, right? Facial changes, of course, you will become like a hot forget, or you become like the devil. Your face become reddish, your eyes become reddish, right? So your mouth like to speak the bad words, compared to the nice word, right? So that is because you are in anger, right? Changes color of the skin. If you fear, then your skin will become yellowish. But if you anger, your skin become reddish like that. You can see it's very clearly when you anger, and then the face skin will change into reddish like that, right? Rising temperature, of course, because of increased blood circulation, apprehension, and arousal. You become like a very spiritual person. You want to talk. You want to, outburst. You want to say something in your mind. Then you become aroused, very aroused. Your speech become, your volume become high tune. So that is an arousal, right? So when you are experiencing these kinds of body symptom, then you have to know, I'm now in anger. I don't want to become temperament. Okay? So I'm angry. So I have to do something. So to do something after this, right? So I just explain what are the body symptoms where you are experiencing some of the al-balhi emotional illness here, right? Okay. Okay. So this is some techniques or things that you should do when you feel anger, okay, or you worry that your anger become temperament. First of all, with patient, of course. I don't want to explain in deeper, because Miss Nini will explain in her session relating to anger and temperament, right? Patient, forgiveness, identify body symptoms. For me, for today, it's better for you to identify your body symptom. Is it now I'm experiencing anger or what, right? Mental maneuver, overlook minor mistakes, blame the wrongdoings, not the offenders. Kita selalu cakap, dia memang buat salah, manusia selalu buat salah. Human being always doing the wrongdoings. But that is the behavior. That is the behavior is wrong, but the person is not wrong. We are trying to, like a mental maneuver, we are trying to separate between the behavior and the offenders, right? Avoid meet the person for a few days, and then inshallah it will be your anger will reduce. If your source of anger and temperament is because of the person, so try to avoid with the other person. Okay. Sad and depression. Okay. Sad and depression. What is sad and depression? What difference between sad and depression? Right? Everybody has sad feeling, right? Especially if we lose somebody, if we lose something that we love, if we lose somebody that we love. So we experience the sad feeling, right? But the depression is because of the extreme form of grief and sadness of a melancholy, right? Sometimes depression also we call melancholy. Melancholy macam tak ada semangat. Tak ada semangat. Loss of spirit, right? Loss of spirit to live. Loss of spirit to do the patient activities. Loss of spirit to do anything. Just like to be in my own space, me in my own room. So we call it melancholy, right? And then it associates to the sadness. it associates to the depression, right? So it becomes depression when you experiencing the extreme feeling of sadness, right? Extreme feeling of melancholy, right? Due to loss of something he likes or love. Normally, that is the factor. Lead to hopeless and impatient. Sometimes people with depression, people with extreme sad, they are not patient with somebody, right? Yeah, I know. Suddenly you will think, oh, I experienced this last week. I being an impatient person. I don't want to hear anybody's story. I just want to be myself in my room, in my space. So that is the body symptom of sad and depression. And also, for extreme sad or depression, you yourself will feel your body exhausted, lethargic. However, how longer you sleep 12 hours, 14 hours, 24 hours per day you sleep, you still feel your body exhausted, lethargic, right? So that is a body symptom of sad and depression or melancholy, right? Draining activities. Your regular activities become uninterested anymore, right? Not interest in pleasurable desires, right? And then sometimes we see in drama, in film, when somebody said he slapped his face, he feel guilty, he slapped his chest, right? So that action is showing the sadness, the extreme sadness, right? Or tear the clothes, koyak baju kan. Koyak baju bukan nak bagi nampak masculine, not because to show the masculinity. Tear the clothes because the feeling of guilty, the feeling of sadness cannot be controlled anymore. So starting to clear the clothes, starting to pull off the clothes, right? Pull hair. Perempuan lah, for the ladies, like to pull hair. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, right, like that. Pulling the hair is the symptom of sad and depression, right? And then excessive cry. Menangis, hari ni menangis, esok menangis, 2 minggu dah menangis. Finally jadi macam kanser selamat, kan? So that is the symptom of excessive, the sad and depression, excessive cries. So when you experiencing all of some or all of these body symptoms, that you should know that you are in a sad and depression mode. So you have to do something, right? And finally, obsessive thoughts or obsessive thinking. Okay, your thinking, your feeling always say something, always sensitive, 24 hours, always speaking something to you, right? Okay, so what is obsessive thought? Lead to unhappiness to the extent one lost his ability to enjoy, because you are interrupted with your own voice in your mind, your own voice in your heart. So you finally lama-lama a little bit every day, you will lose your life, you will lose your enjoy in your life, because the interaction of the voices in your mind and also in your heart, right? Inherit a preponderance of black bar in comparison to other humor. Okay, this topic is very special. I believe that all audience here still not knowing what is the black bar. And then Miss Nini will explain this in her session more, what is a black bar is, right? Inherits a mixture of yellow bar, dry and warm, and plague, then changing it into dry warm black bar. However, after this I show you a video what is the humors mean. Black bar, yellow bar, flagrants, blood is are the substances in our body. Every human have at least four type of humors, which is the blood, the red color, the plague, the yellow bile, which is a yellow liquid, and then the black bile. It's like a brown dark substances in our body, right? Yeah, always complaining. When you are showing the symptom of always complaining, because there's something in your mind, something in your heart that you are not satisfied, then you always complaining. Recurring whispers of heart and mind. Repetitive, immoral, or bad thoughts. It's repetitive. It's not once a while, it's repetitive. It's always, you always thinking about bad things. You are always thinking about bad thoughts, bad perception. So that is an obsessive thought, right? Inherited unbalanced humors reflected in physical appearances, right? Um, in a psychology, from the psychology perspective, from the psychology field, the balancing of our body liquid will will affect our mental and emotional illness, right? So how to balance our body liquid, or we call it humor. Humor is not lawak, it's not a joke. Humor is it's not giving a meaning associated to joke. Humor is a liquid in our body. That is humor, right? So in order to understand more about humors, let me see this video. Hold on, I switch off my mic first here. Ya, boleh dengar tak? Can you hear me
Boleh Puan.
Okay, so I switch off one my device and then I focus for this laptop only. Right. I think this is important for you all to know a little bit about bile or about humors in our body. So because this unbalanced humors, unbalanced body liquid will give effect to our mental and emotion illness, mental and emotion health. Sorry, right? Okay, I test first. Can you hear the video?
Puan, Doktor start balik. Mulakan balik. Sekejap. Boleh Puan. Boleh Doktor.
Boleh,
Boleh dengar.
Okay,
Boleh dengar.
Boleh dengar, alright. Okay, thank you. So you can hear it, and please watch this video in order for you to understand a little bit about what is humor and what is very important in your mental and emotion health.
Doktor, saya rasa macam kurang jelas.
Ya?
Saya rasa dia macam kurang jelas sebutan dia.
Oh ya ke? Ni okey. Is it become clearer?
Masih
Ha?
masih kurang. Tak,
Masih kurang,
jelas sangat sebutan dia. Macam
Oh ya ke? Alright.
kita kena.
Okay, in that case, tak apa, I will give this PowerPoint slide to our group, and then our audience will see it repeatedly lah after this. Can we? Sebab saya dah adjust sampai high volume dah ni. How about our other audience? Kita punya audience lain boleh dengar tak? Ada masalah yang sama tak? Hafizuddin? Hafizuddin?
Ya, saya.
Ha, boleh dengar tak ke kurang jelas dia punya ni audio from the video?
Macam kurang jelas ya, madam.
Kurang jelas ah. I want to do this, right? My audio is already maximized. So how we want to do that? It's okay, never mind. I will give this PowerPoint slide into the Telegram group. That if you are interested to know more about this humor, then you can see my slide over and over again. Can I? Boleh tak? I just continue this presentation or this session. Boleh tak gitu ah?
Okay, boleh je.
Okay lah.
Kata.
Yeah. So I just continue lah.
Okay.
Okay. And then another video relating to the humors that influence the personality or the behavior of an individual. So let's just see this video. Ini audio dia okey tak? The audio is okay or same with the previous?
Saya dengar muzik cuma tak. Wan play dulu. Macam mana? Masih
okay?
sama juga macam tadi.
Okay lah, itu I just continue with the video until the end and then I will share the slide, okay? Boleh
Boleh.
Okay, thank you. How to assess people quickly? Dari ni. Okay, so those are two videos that are explaining a little bit about the humors, right? Humors is not meaning jokes. Humors in this context of psychology is the fluid of human body. Then now you have a little bit knowledge that the liquid of the body also can um, influence the personality of the behavior of somebody. Like the second video says that um, most of the human being in this planet have four humors in the body, and they embrace all of four personalities of traits relating to the humors. However, we as individual person, we also have a dominant humor. But however, also the personality also can be changed by day to day because of the quantity of the body fuel or humors in our bodies, right? So be careful. We don't want to be excessively have the black bar. We also don't want to have excessively have a yellow bar. We don't want to have excessively have the blood, and also we don't have we don't want to have excessive phlegm, right? So meaning in a short say that seboleh mungkin try to have the balance humor in our body. How to have the balance or the balance humor of our body? So the technique or the way is try to maintain the healthy food, the good food that we consume every day. In that way, we have the balance humors in our body, and then automatically we also keep our mental and emotional health in a positive way or in a good state of mental and emotional health, right? Okay. So, do you have any questions regarding these 4 types of emotion health? Right? Do you have any questions from the audience? Can you check the chat because I cannot see the chat room. Do you have any questions here?
Setakat ni Puan tak ada lagi.
Ada.
Puan ada masa dalam 10 minit lagi Puan sebelum kita continue sesi Q&A.
Okay, thank you for the reminder. Okay, terima kasih tolong ingat. Okay, ada sedikit je lagi. Ada 2 slide saja. We just leave 2 slides. Okay, so we already discussed about the 4 emotion types regarding to al-balhi that give effects to our mental and emotion health states, right? So the 4 emotion that we have to concern about is about anger and temperament, sadness and depression, anxiety, fear and anxiety, and finally the obsession thoughts or obsession or repetitive whisper in our mind and also in our feeling. So from the al-balhi point of view, these 4 types of emotions is very related to the mental and also the body health conditions, right? Okay, so all of this, when you are experiencing the body symptoms of related to the 4 emotions, so what you should do, right? From my session, I just want to share one simple technique, right? So the next session, our future panels will share with you the explicit of the some technique or some methods that will help you more how to overcome the anger, how to overcome the sad and depression, how to overcome other specific mental illness or emotion issues, right? So basically in our life, when we are experiencing the negative feeling or negative thought, the negative thinking, then you have to pause whatever you do, put a stop whatever you think, put a stop whatever you do, make yourself a time, and you have to do your reflection to your own self, and then you try to do the technique of deep breath. Okay, so the deep breath technique is just simple, okay, because you already breath in and breath out, or 24 hours per day you already deep having a breathe in and breathe out. If not, you will die, right? Okay, so what different with the deep breath? The deep breath will give you more oxygen to your mind, more oxygen to your body. In that way, your body will try to balance the body fluid in your body, right? So it gives you a balance condition, balance environment to your body, balance physiology in using a deep breathing technique. So how you want to do this technique? So let's see this video. It's just that you breathe in and you breathe out. You breathe in 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, just as it. That is a technique of deep breathing, which is you only consume 1 minute for 5 seconds of a deep breathing technique, right? Just 1 minute. So take a time, only 1 minute or less than that, and do the deep breathing whenever, whatever you are facing difficulties to control your mind, to control your feeling towards the negative things, right? Okay. So the important thing is how you respond, not the other respond to you. How you respond to the situation. How to respond to the negative thing. How you respond to the anger. How you respond to the fear. So the basic technique that I think everybody knows, but most of us forget to use this simple technique just to balance back our body or our physiology environment, right? So that's it. If you have any question, you can ask me in the chit chat box here, or you can shout out. You turn on the speaker and then you can ask me. All right. Back to you.
Terima kasih kepada panel kita hari ini. Itu Dr. Ummi kerana sudi hadir dan berkongsi ilmu. So kita buka sesi Q&A. Ada siapa-siapa nak ajukan soalan boleh buka mic and terus bertanya kepada Dr. Ummi. Ataupun boleh tinggalkan soalan kat chat.
Okay, it seems that everybody understand this session because it's just introduction to the mental health, nothing so difficult terminology or difficult contents, right? I don't know if you have Vanessa, if you want something to ask.
Macam mana kita nak kurangkan emosi anxiety?
Okay, itu soalannya.
Ya.
Okay, terima kasih Vanessa for the question. How we want to reduce the anxiety. So seperti yang saya share before yang sebelum ni, anxiety is because of fear. And anxiety adalah satu bentuk, a form of kegelisahan. We are uncertain. We are not sure what will happen in future. While the trauma is something that already happened. Trauma already something that we already experienced in the past, and we fear it will be happen again. That is trauma. And then anxiety is there's nothing happen yet, but you afraid that will be happen. That is anxiety. So how you want to reduce? Okay, when you feel that you fear something that not happen yet. Okay, Vanessa. Biasanya kalau kita anxiety, kita rasa takut kepada sesuatu yang tidak berlaku lagi. Begitu Vanessa? Ataupun sesuatu itu sudah berlaku dan kita takut benda itu berlaku lagi. Itu adalah dua perkara yang berbeza. That is two different things. Yang mana satu, Vanessa?
Macam apa tadi madam?
Your questions is regarding to anxiety. Okay. Tetapi soalan saya adalah anxiety ni adalah kita takut kepada sesuatu yang belum berlaku. We afraid that something not happen yet. Itu anxiety. Tapi kalau perkara atau peristiwa itu sudah berlaku dan kita takut ia ulang kembali, itu adalah lebih kepada trauma. Yang mana satu? Adakah trauma ataupun anxiety? Sebab kedua-duanya melibatkan ketakutan. The fear feeling.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Maksudnya it doesn't happen yet and then you worry it will happen in future. Right? Right. Okay. So, the first technique yang you should do when you feel fear for something that not coming yet, you sit down, allocate a time for yourself, sit down, relax, letak tangan atas peha, okay. And then kalau you pakai cermin, if you wear glasses, you put down your glasses, take out your glasses, okay. Sit on a chair ataupun you just lying down, okay. Make yourself comfortable. Kalau you duduk, you letak tangan atas peha and then make yourself comfortable. If you lying down on your bed, lie down comfortably and then you close your eyes, okay, for a second and then you do the deep breathing technique. Can you hear me, Vanessa?
Can madam.
Okay. You do multiple times of the breathing technique sehinggalah you rasa macam the fear will go away. The fear will automatically go away sebab when you do the technique deep breathing, the oxygen akan masuk lebih ke dalam you punya mind. Dia oksigen akan membantu untuk mengurangkan memori ketakutan di dalam amigdala. That is the how the medical side they explain lah, macam mana kan? Tetapi for simple explanation, the deep breathing technique akan bantu you untuk you lebih relax. When you relax, the fear will go away. When the fear will go away, then the anxiety will decrease. You got it?
Got madam. Thank
Okay,
you.
right. Okay, you try to do it first, or maybe your friends experience it, and then you try to beritahu dekat kawan to do this technique deep breathing first. Kalau kata tak jadi, if the anxiety come again and always come again, and every day you are struggling with the anxiety issues, then come to me lah. Okay, come to me and then we try to do another technique. Sebenarnya ada banyak teknik, Vanessa. There are so many techniques to reduce the anxiety. Tetapi saya tak sesuai untuk share kat sini because I need to show you how to use the technique. Alright. So we have a limitation times. Also we have limitation visuals here. So if Vanessa want to learn some more, then please come to me.
Okay,
Vanessa,
madam.
okay. Vanessa
Thank
FTKM
you.
kan?
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime you can contact me. Right?
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, right. So here in a chat box, I post a link for feedback form. Tolong feedback for my session for this morning. Okay. Saya ada kasih satu link form, Google Form untuk feedback sesi pada hari ini. It doesn't matter, you can be sincerely 100% sincere, tak ada masalah. You just respon saja. Saya tak ada masalah kalau kata you have a critique, a comment on me. I most welcome because in that way I will improve my presentation or my content for the mental health punya programs lah. Okay, so please fill in the forms. Okay, I think there's no more question. Fatihah, I back to you and MP.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to share the knowledge of mental and emotion health for today. I hope that we will see again in the next session. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, terima kasih Doktor. Okay, sebelum tu Doktor, kalau ada student ada bermasalah apa semua nak jumpa Doktor, macam mana tu? Kat
Okay,
mana?
Okay. Saya tinggalkan nombor telefon dalam chat box. So you can contact me directly. Okay, nampak kan?
Nampak?
Okay,
Ada.
013-925-4265.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. You can contact me directly.
Okay, terima kasih doktor sekali lagi.
Alright.
Okay, okay, saya terus kepada rumusan untuk hari ini. Okay, jiwa manusia ni boleh menjadi sihat dan sakit seperti mana juga tubuh badan. Kerana kalau kita jiwa manusia sihat, luaran pun kita akan nampak sihat, tenang. So kena jagalah kena jaga mental kita lah untuk kehidupan seharian kita. Dia akan, kalau ada masalah memang akan mengganggu rutin harian kita. So saya harap moga apa yang kita dapat hari ini tidak sekadar masuk telinga kanan, keluar telinga kiri. Malah dengan perkongsian ilmu ini dapat membantu rakan-rakan siswa menguruskan mental dan emosi dengan lebih baik. So sebelum saya pas kepada pengurusi majlis, kalau ada salah silap saya minta maaf. Okay. Saya sudahi dengan wabillahi taufiq hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan sekian, terima kasih. Okey. Pengurusi majlis.
Sebentar ya. Maaf, ada masalah teknikal sebentar tadi. Baik, terima kasih kepada Dr. Ummi atas perkongsian yang sangat menarik dan membuka minda kita pada hari ini. Tidak dilupakan juga saudari Wan Fatihah kita yang sebagai moderator program pada sesi pertama ini. Tuan-puan yang dihargai, kita telah sama-sama mendengar perkongsian daripada Dr. Ummi tadi dan pastinya tuan-puan mempunyai rumusannya yang tersendirilah. Maka murnikan lagi rumusan tuan-puan dari topik pada hari inilah. Semoga perkongsian topik hari ini memberi impak yang mendalam dalam diri tuan-puan dan kita semua. Baik, kini majlis ingin mengucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi kepada panel jemputan di atas perkongsian yang sangat bermanfaat kepada semua peserta. Maka majlis diteruskan dengan sesi bergambar. Jadi diminta para hadirin sekalian untuk buka kamera, kita sama-sama ambil gambar.
Jangan lupa isi berborang maklum balas ya. Setakat ini baru ada 21 orang. Supposedly kita ada lebih kurang 35 lebih kurang kan. So ada lagi lah yang tak respon.
Teknikal dah sedia ke?
Oh, okay. You dah resend link ya?
Kita dah masuk. Okey. Kita mulakan tangkapan gambar ya. Semua dah sedia? Okey, dalam kiraan 1, 2, 3. Sekali lagi. 1, 2, 3. Okey, baik. Terima kasih kepada semua. Okey, kita teruskan dengan sesi penyampaian CJ penghargaan kepada panel jemputan kita. Dijemput teknologis Dr. Syamil Alihan Syaukat Ali untuk memberi CJ secara maya kepada panel kita. Dipersilakan Dr. Syamil.
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih diucapkan kepada panel Dr. Ummi dan Nazahiah atas sumbangan yang telah diberikan pada hari ini. CJ mana? Alright, okay. So this is a certificate of appreciation to Dr. Ummi.
Okay, thank you very much. And
Nampak ke muka
certificate
saya
with
tak?
the kuih raya also.
Kuih raya akan sampai kat rumah direct. InsyaAllah, insyaAllah. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Syamil, kita ada juga CJ untuk moderator kita pada hari ini.
Alright, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Wan Noor Fatihah binti Mahmod atas sumbangan sebagai moderator pada hari ini. Terima kasih sekali lagi Fatihah. Baik, saya serahkan semula kepada pengacara majlis.
Terima kasih kepada Dr. Syamil atas pemberian CJ secara maya itu tadi dan terima kasih juga kepada panel dan moderator kita yang cantik manis pada hari ini. Okey, baiklah, dengan ini maka berakhirlah majlis kita dan saya mewakili pihak majlis ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih yang amat tak terhingga kepada semua pihak yang terlibat secara langsung dan tidak langsung di dalam menjayakan majlis ini. Dan terima kasih yang teramat banyak jugalah untuk tetamu penghormat kita kerana sudi meluangkan masa untuk menghadiri majlis kita pada hari ini. Jadi saya akhiri majlis kita dengan serangkap pantun. Dari Kedah ke Pekansari, beli suasa di Kota Tinggi. Selesai sudah tugas diberi, di lain masa kita bersua lagi. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih semua. Please register for the next few weeks punya program. I promise you that you will learn the interesting things in mental emotion health punya study. Okay, bye.
Untuk makluman, ada dua pengumuman. Satu berkaitan dengan Perlis. Untuk makluman pelajar, program kita ini merupakan program Perlis 3 ya dan gantian kepada tahun akhir. Oleh itu dimohon semua pelajar yang terlibat untuk mengisi pautan yang dikongsikan di ruangan chat. Pautan tersebut dibuka selama 10 minit. Dan pengumuman kedua berkaitan dengan yang Dr. Ummi beritahu berkaitan dengan maklum balas program. Jadi diminta para pelajar untuk mengisi dua pautan link ni lah. Pautan link Perlis dengan pautan maklum balas program. Sekian sahaja, terima kasih.
Ada student yang dah keluar tadi awal kan? Atau sebelum link untuk Perlis dibuka?